TGIF. Do we still say that?
No.
Happy Friday, happy weekend. Like, it makes a difference anyway these days, right? So, today we're going to talk about tea memories and our most fond tea memories. This was your idea, Eric, by the way,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
That's cool.
I'm just shocked
What are you shocked by?
that you actually took my idea.
Well,
I
why
don't know.
not? You're full of
You stole
all
it.
kinds of great ideas, Eric.
Okay.
Maybe it's my fault. I'm running out of ideas. That's the issue.
I
have over 60 live videos now in the past, few months. So, yeah, I'm kind of running out of ideas.
can see, yeah.
Yeah, not really. I mean, there's always something more to talk about in tea. It's an endless rabbit hole, right?
You can repeat, too, with different people,
Yeah.
depending on the subject.
Yeah, or just to switch the words around a little bit.
Yeah.
Make it feel fresh. Or maybe I can just cut my hair and then redo the whole thing and no one will even notice.
Yeah.
How's your hair doing? Are you keeping up with the haircuts?
Nope. I'm too long. I can't maintain it. It's horrible. I should get a Flowbee.
Is that the thing like on Wayne's World with the vacuum thing? You're like, ah! Yeah? Cool. That's an epic scene. Talking about classic movies. That really is an epic scene. Wayne's
Sad
World.
thing is, that was a thing. The Flowbee.
Was it? It wasn't just in a movie. It was a real thing. People were
I
trying
think they took it from the actual
the infomercial or whatever.
advertisement. Yeah.
I did see an infomercial recently. I'm sure that sales of those types of products have spiked a little bit during the pandemic.
Yeah.
But at the same time, people are like just picking up scissors and a comb and realizing, hey, we can do this.
I couldn't.
Not to yourself, but to someone else. No?
I mean, not to yourself.
Okay, of course not. That's too
But
difficult.
with my parents with my hair. Yeah, I would.
I'd let you cut my hair, Eric.
With a chainsaw? No.
It'll be a new look. This is the chainsaw look. That would just be disastrous. That'd be worse than the...
I've had a haircut with a straight razor. She just combs it up and uses a straight razor to chop it off. That was a great haircut.
I bet.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever done the whole luxurious hot shave with the straight razor?
Oh yeah.
I heard that's
I did
nice.
barber for a while.
Yeah, I'm naturally I've never done it before, but I heard it's nice.
It's sometimes scary if you don't trust the guy, or if
Yeah.
it's your first time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the only way that I wouldn't trust somebody in that context is if it's like their first time.
Yeah.
Or maybe up until their 20th time. After 20 times, then I'd be like, okay, you're cool. You probably know what you're doing. I remember the barbers in Africa. They were just they're real street style. They don't really have shops. There was shops here and there, like how we have here. But most of that work is done by people that just walk around on the street and they clink. It's just like in Chengdu in the park where they clean the ears and you hear them clinking their tools together. That's how you know that's what they're doing.
Yeah.
So
I've had an ear massage in China.
yeah, how was that? I'm curious about that.
It was my left. I think one of my ears it hurt. The other ear was so relaxing.
But they're cleaning. They're cleaning it or they're massaging it.
No,
you
they were
say?
just pulling it. I
Oh,
didn't get
okay.
into cleaning. They were just
Oh,
pulling.
so they didn't pull out their tools and
No,
poke
the
around in
chopstick.
there. You
No, they didn't.
you just
Not a
asked for
chopstick.
the ear pulling. Well, I could do that for you next time I see you. Just give you a good hard yank. It'll make you feel good.
No. I'll trust some random Chinese guy, but you?
So that's kind of a tea memory.
Yeah, I was in either Chaozhou or Anxi. I think Anxi in 2009, long time ago.
So
Seems like.
somebody has a question for you.
Oh no.
Oh no. Let's see. Who is it? I've got the Friday lag going on. Yeah, Bridget wants to know, did you lay your head on their lap while that was going on?
No, I sat in a chair, a stool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's how I saw it in Chengdu. There's like a touristy destination park where people gather, and yeah, you just hear that metal clinking noise. And it took me a while to figure. I didn't do much research on tourism there. I was just on like a short layover, so I just had to figure things out as I was going through. And yeah, it took a while for me to figure out, oh, that's like people cleaning ears. That's like, I haven't seen that kind of rustic kind of service since I lived in Africa. And yeah, they had like little stools, and actually some of them had pretty luxurious kind of like recliner chairs you could sit in and just like hang out while they picking your ears.
Nice.
But yeah, tea memories.
Tea memories. Not tea memories, just tea memories.
Yeah, no tea memes here.
No.
We'll make the tea memes if anything.
Yeah.
Mm. Yeah, so you asked me that question this morning about sharing memories with tea and like long lasting memories. There's so many. I think tea is such a great platform for experiences to be created, and essentially that's what a memory is.
Yeah.
Also, the memories associated with sensations, like sound memories or smell memories. Like if you
Yeah.
smell something, it reminds you of something. Uh, Tea is great for that as well.
I don't think I've had that. Oh, I've had like not sensory memories, but actual memories that can pop up.
How do they pop up? What triggers them to pop up?
The tea. I like remember something that I've totally forgotten, which happened when I first started with tea and I was drinking some good
So
tea for the first time. It was like, oh yeah, that happened. It was really weird.
I think that could be considered a sensory memory, Eric.
Okay.
So sensory doesn't have to just be like sound or smell. It's any kind of sensation. So even if it's sensation of chi,
Well, no,
that counts.
it was memory. It was an actual time I remembered. Maybe that is considered a similar thing or same
Yeah,
thing.
yeah. It's like an experience, a sensory experience, including a chi energetic sensation.
Mm-hmm.
It connects to an experience that gets triggered, just like what you said.
Yeah.
So for a lot of people, it's smell. Because that's kind of like the low hanging fruit of our sensation. Our olfactory has like thousands upon thousands of receptors of different aromas.
Yeah.
So that's thousands upon thousands of reference points that we can associate experiences with and memories with.
Oh, okay. I see what you mean.
Yeah, yeah. So it could be like a smell of lavender, might remind you of like your grandma's house because they always kept lavender soap, or whatever. that
Yeah.
maybe.
Like lilac reminds me of my parents' backyard. They have a huge lilac bush, like 3 of them. So.
And the coolest thing is when it's a memory that is like
Repressed.
that you don't get to connect with often. Or
Oh,
maybe
yeah,
it's repressed, or it's a memory that you don't connect with often. And whenever you do connect with it, you're like, oh shoot, I remember that. Wow, I haven't thought about that in decades. You know, like that's a real trip when that happens.
It's freaky sometimes. It's scary sometimes. Because it's just, what the heck happened?
Yeah.
It's shocking.
Well,
sometimes.
I think it can be most scary when you're not able to quickly connect that sensation with the memory right away. It's like, I'm remembering this. For some reason, this is feeling, and a lot of times, like, we'll label it as, like, deja vu or something like that. Did you just cringe? Did you just cringe?
No, I shrugged. I meant to shrug. No, I shrug. I meant to shrug.
Do you, yeah, so you don't believe in deja vu?
No, that's not the problem.
Okay.
The problem was, I guess you're right. Or you could be right. I don't know. I'd have to talk to a specialist and read about 5 papers. Yeah, not fast readers, so that would take about a year. Those papers are long.
Well, I think the experience of deja vu is scary in itself.
It is. The experience of it.
So, you know, when you have like a sensory memory and then you assume it's deja vu, you know, unless you're like one of those types that likes to, you know, that likes deja vu. You know, I know people, especially like spiritual people that are very much into like astrological energy shifts and whatnot. They're very much into that. But, you know, someone like a scientist like me, when it happens, yeah, it's a little shaky because it's not adding up. You know, It's like, how the heck did I dream this before it's happened? How do you explain that? Yeah. I had a dream the other night. I know this is totally off a subject, but it just was so weird. I had a dream that, like, but it felt real, that I was, like, sleeping in the same space with a few other people. Like, we weren't sleeping together. We were just in the same space. And I was dreaming while I was sleeping. And when I woke up, I was, like, really worked up. Like, I had, like, a intense dream.
Like Inception, a dream within a dream.
Yeah, it was a dream within a dream. But, you know, and when I woke up from the dream within the dream, I didn't think I was dreaming. It felt really real. And, you know, I looked at the other people, and they also woke up, like, really shaken. And we all described our dream, and we were all friggin' in the dream together with each other. And I was like, whoa, this is just weird. But then I woke up for real. Yeah, I guess that is like Inception.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I haven't seen that movie in a while.
The same thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a weird movie.
I have no idea how we got to that from talking about memories, but the subconscious is a very interesting thing.
And said this is off topic. I remember that.
Yeah, I warned. I preambled that. So yeah, favorite tea memory. I always go to a memory in Wuishan with my buddy Mike Ortiz from Miami, Florida, Jojo Tea.
Yeah.
You've met him in person, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. He showed up. We had plans for us to spend like 4 to 7 days together traveling throughout China, you know, to learn about tea and meet some new friends and whatever. And the starting point of meeting was going to be in Wuishan, and then we were going to move from there, which is pretty central, you know, with the train system, you can get everywhere. Well, he had a change in his plans with business, which is good, you know. Busy business is always good. So I wasn't angry about that. And I was just like accepting, okay, you can't come. You shouldn't come. You got to focus on what you need to focus on. But the guy shows up for like 17 hours. in Wuishan. He like changed his itinerary. He showed up just for the amount of time that he had free. And that was an incredible 17 hours. We drank lots of tea. And I just remember we were so like elated and like high just from spending that time together. Just like the excitements of like picking him up from the airport. Like we picked him up from the airport. It was like 9 o'clock at night already. It was pretty late.
Ooh, teeny airport.
Yeah, it's a small, easy airport to get in and out of. But it was late. It was late at night. And then his next flight out was going to be at like, 4 in the afternoon the next day. So like such a small amount of time to spend together, but just so much excitement when he first arrived. He was coming from Europe. He had all of these great stories to tell me about a new business project that he's working on. And so, yeah, we're kind of high, I guess is the best way to say it. Like, our words weren't really connecting that well, but didn't matter. And then we went downstairs. We were hanging out with Cindy Chen, and we went downstairs to go hang out in their warehouse in their tea room. And we were just drinking tea. And this is Cindy's first time to meet Mike. And definitely her husband's first time to meet Mike. Her husband doesn't really speak English. Actually, no, he doesn't speak English at all. So they're just looking at us. Like, and they've never seen me outside of like female business partners. They've never seen me interact with one of my friends or one of my clients. I've taken clients there before, but it's always been like female.
Mm-hmm.
So they were like watching us. They kept pouring the tea for us and, trying to educate us. But Mike and I were just like on a whole other level. And they were like, what's going on? What's wrong with you guys? And then the tea highness started to kick in, and we ended up just assigning jet lag to what's going on, and that's how we were able to evolve from that. But we were like little kids. We were like teenagers up to no good. That's what it felt like. But it was just fun, We drank a ton of tea that night. We were probably up until like 3 a.m. drinking tea, just to make up for all the time. And friggin' Mike flew all the way. I'd hoped that he'd learn something about Yangsha while he was there. So
I hope so.
And then the next morning we got up early and we hiked through the, protected area.
The reserve, yeah.
The reserve, and of course, did the classic
raft.
Take the picture of the old trees, and yeah.
Did you do the raft on the 9 Bend?
No, we didn't do that. That takes time. That's a commitment.
Yeah.
I've actually never done that because every time I go, like it's work.
Yeah.
We're working.
Yeah.
I don't go for tourism. So that's why, like, when people ask me, I want to go on that trip with you, I really, like, limit it just to the businesses that we work with because I want them to be in the same mindset that I'm in when I'm traveling. Like, we got work to do. We have things to learn. Every now and then there's extra time to have some fun. Although that extra time to have some fun is usually after we finish the day work. When we're, finished processing, and so it's in the middle of the night. So,
yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah. So not a whole lot of tourism goes on in the traveling.
Mm-hmm. I've been on only one trip like that, where it was just learning and sourcing and things like that.
What trip was that?
My favorite trip. That was China in 2013. When I went to, we stayed in Udong Village for 4 nights.
Nice.
And then we went up to Hunan for Fucha, for the Hunan Heicha. So that was quite a trip. So it was really interesting when I went up to Udong because we went up in a car and that's scary. But when you go down, there was no car. So
you guys just rolled down.
Those
that's
mopeds.
Cool. Oh, fun!
I've never ridden a bicycle before, so I'm scared to begin with. but there were 3 people on there and 2 large backpacks on one moped, and I was just freaking
Wait,
out.
they put you on a moped with two other people?
Yeah, one was driving. It was me, my friend who was taking me around, and our 2 backpacks.
Well,
Yeah.
well, Eric, if we ever travel together, I will put you into some very uncomfortable situations, but I would never do that to you.
Okay, yeah.
I would never do that to you. That's
We had to catch a train.
I
We
don't.
couldn't
There must have
for-
been some very special situation of why that happened that way.
We had to catch a train, and I think there was an avalanche, so the road was blocked.
Okay.
But we couldn't wait for a car to come up. We had to go down and catch the train.
Wait,
I think
this
that's-
was during an avalanche time? What, Eric?
No. There was like a
Landslide, you mean?
landslide. That's what I meant.
Okay. Yeah, avalanche
Landslide
means
went
snow.
on Saw like 2 going up. Yeah, be common there. And ice, but only saw landslides one time.
Yeah.
Another memorable part was being snuck into Tongmu. And we
Okay.
didn't know we were being snuck in there until we got out. We were like, wait, we weren't supposed to be there? It was...
Wait, you didn't feel like anything was fishy when they asked you to get into the trunk of the car?
No, we were in the back seat, and they had tinted windows. Yeah, I wasn't in the trunk.
Yeah, I've heard of people getting snuck in there before. I haven't even attempted it. We've talked about it. I've talked with Cindy about it because we do sell the ginjime that comes from there.
And that was back when they were just developing Jinjin-mei. And they wouldn't let us buy any because it wasn't ready yet. So that was interesting. They had Jinjin-mei, and then they had, I forgot how to say silver. They had the silver version, and they had a regular version they were talking about. But they only called one of them gold.
Mm.
You don't really see that now. Maybe you do if you go there.
Yeah,
I haven't been in a while.
I'll have to research that.
Mm-hmm.
I've never snuck in there, so I don't have this kind of intel that you have.
It must have been before CCTV was set up in there.
Yeah, I've heard that is now the situation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard of people sneaking in and, making it to the factory, and within 10 minutes of hopping out of the trunk of the car, the law enforcement's there.
Yeah.
We need to escort you out of here. Hi, Leo. We're talking tea memories. If you want to come, bit.ly/TLET Party. You can join us.
Another one was me. I tell everybody this. I was crossing a street in Chaozhou, and I slipped on a banana peel.
Okay.
That was great because I never knew it actually happened.
Did you have like a concussion or something, or how'd you know it didn't happen?
On a banana peel, I never knew you could do that.
Oh,
that actually happened.
Yeah,
I was able to catch myself, but everybody was worried about me, and I was laughing like crazy. So that's the memorable part is me laughing like crazy, and everybody worried about me.
Well, I mean, we all learn well from the cartoons. When you slip on a banana peel, the best response is to laugh.
Yeah. Normally it's the audience laughing. Yeah.
Well, that's the discrepancy between cartoon and real life. In real life, when you see someone slip on a banana peel, yeah, you're going to ask if they're okay. I've never slipped on a banana peel, but I have felt guilty about accidentally throwing a banana peel in a road. I thought I was throwing it, into a bag, and then ended up on the road, and I was like really worried that we should stop and pick it up.
It was your banana peel.
Yeah, yep, that was
No,
me.
I don't know. I've been there for years. No.
No, this was actually in Africa, so I don't think it
Oh, okay.
was. I mean,
Well, it ended up in China.
there's some likelihood. Yeah, yeah,
So like,
yeah. I mean, you don't really think of banana peels as being slippery, but I guess it's a
yeah,
deathly
it's a thing.
combo. So, tell me about the first cup of tea you had after that incident. Was it good?
I don't honestly don't remember.
That's too bad.
It was probably not memorable because it was just I was laughing for a long time, and then yeah, it wasn't. I guess it wasn't memorable, or we didn't have tea for a while. Maybe that trip I remember the least. It seems that the least pictures the lower the less pictures I take, the better I remember the trip.
Ah, that's a cool inference there.
I mean, I don't have
Motivate
pictures
people
from it
to
or as much.
focus on taking less photos and
Yeah.
experiencing more. Yeah, but sometimes you gotta take photos, you know.
Yeah, you just hire someone to do it for you because otherwise you're not in the photo.
Yeah, because we're all rolling in the cash to do things like that, Eric.
We're the ones with all the stack of cash in our pockets. It's like
Yeah.
this.
Do you know how many emails a month I get from people asking if I can hire them as a photographer on my travels?
Really?
There's no shortage of people interested in doing that work.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's not feasible.
Yeah, it's. I mean, not only do you pay for their
Hmm.
room, you have to pay them.
Yeah, yeah. It's just not feasible. They should hire me. You know, I'm a pretty good photographer now.
No, I don't know. I don't know.
Way to go, Eric.
I need a more pocketable camera because I tend to want to keep my camera in my pocket
Yeah.
or my jacket pocket. But it's just hassle sometimes to have a camera. I've never had a big camera, but
Yeah, I think like if you're traveling with the crew, it's good practice to have like one person in the crew with the good camera, which I usually have, and when we invite a client to travel with us, I tell them, hey, whatever photos I take, you'll have rights to them. That's how our business works. So you don't have to be stressed about taking all your own photos. You're going to be welcome to use our photos. And I make a point to take pictures of them too. So the
yeah,
photos will then be personal for them. Um, but, then you have your phone. And that's where you take like those little snaps that it's just like, oh, this is a cool thing I want to share with my friend. Or like, this is something, yeah, I want to document. Um,
chat or line or
and then that's what you can keep in your pocket.
yeah. Although last time, no, not last time. I mean, sometimes it's just I hear people using their phone only, or they bring a camera, but they're just mainly using their phone because you could just pop it out,
Yeah.
and it's good enough for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I use both.
Yeah. I think it's better to use both.
Mm-hmm.
Use a camera when you need it, when you want it, and then the silly fun pics, the fun pics.
Yeah.
Yeah. The candid pics.
Sometimes I get lucky, and especially like the younger team makers will want to use my camera. So
yeah?
just a quick 5-minute tutorial, and then I have a photographer there.
Nice.
Yeah.
My camera had a button that instantly put it on auto. That was really nice. That's one of the best features on that.
Oh, so you don't have to worry with the focus or any of the other
Yes,
settings?
I could do the focus, or just do the settings, and then if I want to hand it to someone, I just press the button and it goes immediately to auto.
Yeah, because they're not gonna know how to do the settings.
Yeah. What are you drinking? We passed the part.
Yeah, I am drinking Forever Spring Oolong. Four Seasons. Simple,
Yeah.
crisp. It's hot here. We're at 108 today.
So cold here. It's like 75.
Damn, that's perfect.
Well, it's like 80 to 85% humidity.
Oh, bummer. Yeah.
Yeah,
Because you guys just had a big storm,
inside,
right?
but it's 75, you know?
You guys just had a big storm?
Yeah, ooh, beautiful. Beautiful. I love big thunderclaps and everything.
Yeah, but then for the following few days, then it's really humid.
Yeah, it's more humid than usual.
Yeah.
Usual, it's only like 75 here.
75%?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a pretty high humidity anyway.
Yeah, it is normally higher here in the summer and down to 50 to 40 in the winter.
Mm-hmm.
And then with our heaters, it goes even lower because the heaters just dry out everything. It stinks.
Yeah. Did you see the photos of the department store in Singapore after it was on lockdown?
No.
They opened back up. I'm going to show you. Or maybe it's in Malaysia. Yeah, let me look it up. But yeah, they had to shut down for COVID, and when they opened back up, like everything was like molded out.
The humidity.
Yeah.
Oof. Oh, nasty.
Yeah. So it's a video here. Let's see.
I don't think they allow you to stream video.
They don't allow you. Who doesn't allow who? Zoom?
I've tried that and I wasn't able to.
Yeah,
it must
they
be
do.
like legal issues.
They do.
Oh, they do.
Yeah, so I'll do it right here for you. Here we go.
Oh, I
You
see what you're doing. Yeah.
So, yeah. Let's see. So they've gone back in to go check everything out, and all the leather has been destroyed. See that? Woo!
Oh, wow. That's not like army, what is it called? Camouflage. That's mold.
That's mold.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
Oh. And the shoe next to it must be synthetic.
And that's because the AC wasn't running, and all of that wasn't protected, so. Yep. Yay for humidity. I used to live in the jungle when I lived in Hawaii, and everything would get covered in mold. That was just the way it was.
Yeah.
If you left anything outside, just expect it to be covered in mold within a week. And some of the farmers that we work with, their environments are like that too. Like I'll leave tea tins of their tea, and like years later I'll visit them, and the tins are all like rusted out and all destroyed, and it's like here the tins last forever.
Yeah.
But just different environments.
You could use lead. But that doesn't mold, lead. Like lead paint.
Yeah.
Add the lead because it would stop the mold, kill the mold.
Yeah, but then
stupid kids start eating the paint chips.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's just also just in the air from the paint with dust.
Yeah.
That'll take so long. but it's good.
What are you drinking? You asked me what I'm drinking.
Oh, I was drinking a Korean green. Now I'm going for a smoked green Hunan green that's been smoked over burning gumballs with sweet gum seed pods.
Oh, interesting.
So it smells so good.
I can
Kinda
imagine it probably
like-
tastes like cotton candy.
I can see that, yeah, because it's a sweet smoky.
I find that like really soft green teas and naturally have that burnt sugar taste to it if it's good. So if you smoke it with some aroma that's got even more. But I don't know what you're talking about. Gumball seeds. I don't know what that is, but
You know what a sweet gum tree is? It's got those seed pods that are really spiky,
okay.
and they're all over St. Louis, but they're also in China. And it's really interesting if you know what it is or if you look it up.
I'll look it up.
I don't think I have a picture on my computer, but
It's called gum tree.
a sweet gum.
Sweet gumball tree.
Gum, sweet gum. One word. Or commonly also gumball, Gumball. They're spiky pods.
Oh yeah. These things are everywhere.
Yeah. They're hard to rake. Very
Yeah.
hard.
So then, are they sweet? Like, what's their aroma like?
It's a sweet smoky. Well, they don't smell, but when she burns them, it creates a very unique smell. That's just, it's not like Lapsang smoky. It's more of just a pleasant, sweet smoke, which I can't really pair with anything. But when you taste it, you don't really get the smoke at all. Sure, you get some through the aroma, but it's really odd because you can only smell the smoke. You can't really taste it.
So that's it there. I am currently sharing a photo of these seed pods. Hey, Mike. My brother, he's on Instagram. Cool.
I'm going to drink that.
So yeah, that was my my most memorable tea memory, I guess. I mean, there's so many others. It's such a hard thing, you asked me that.
It's hard to pick something to share, like just one or two.
So my brother says that even in Austin, the tins will rust
Oh,
from everyday touching. Oh, that's interesting. I guess that's the advantage of being here in Vegas is that we're able to take good care of the tins.
it doesn't seem to happen here. It's like has to do with spores in the air.
Maybe that's true. I think most importantly, it's about humidity, and I think Austin is pretty humid.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I think it is.
Oh, nice technique.
Well, it's not the original technique, but I can just hand it like that. That's why I got this one.
What's the original technique? Two-handed. Oh, so you're doing a little one-handed.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very advanced.
Oh, thank you.
I mean, imagine all the things that you could be doing with your other hand while you're drinking tea.
I could juggle with one hand.
Yeah, you could.
No. You can't juggle. Especially with one hand. Splash on, can't do that either. But
Get into spinning some nunchucks.
Only if they're lit on fire. Most just regular.
Yeah, and that way it can help keep your tea warm while you're drinking it.
Yeah, yes. And you can heat the kettle and put it on top. But yeah, I wouldn't be able to reach it. But yeah. You cannot taste the smoke at all.
You don't taste the smoke. You smell it, but you don't taste it.
Smoky. It's crazy.
I think that's always a good. That's a good assessment for high quality smoked teas. You can smell it, but then not taste it.
Yeah.
What about feeling it though? I feel like feeling the smoke in teas is good.
Feeling the smoke in teas.
Yeah.
In your body?
No, not like that, but like in texture.
This is really slippery. Just goes right down. It leaves a film. Not much.
Like oily?
Yeah, like an oil. Yeah, I guess you'd have to call it that. I don't know what else to call it. It just kind of stays on the tongue. It's not really a film. It's more like the taste stays on the tongue.
Yeah. But you know, like a lot of the smoked teas that we can get access to at the grocery store or you know at the boba tea shop, the smoke you can smell and you can taste it and then it just like dissolves right away after that. It doesn't really like persist and you can feel it because it's flavored. You know, it's like liquid smoke. You know, it's just a flavoring.
Oh, I see what you mean. Like when you breathe out, you can just, and you feel like a dirtiness in your throat.
Maybe that's what I mean by smoky, like feeling the smoke.
Yeah, you just kind of feel. I think I know what you mean.
But like when it's flavored, you don't feel anything. You know, it just slips down, it goes down like water, and then you forget about it. And it's like, what was all that flavor that was there? Where did that go? And it was just, you know, essentially perfume. It was just, you know, some flavor that was there.
When I breathe out, I can kind of taste it.
Mm-hmm.
And I can taste it through my nose. I can smell it through my nose when I breathe out.
Cool.
Cannot taste it. It's really interesting.
We'll have to drink that tea next time I come visit you, or the next time we have tea together.
About 500 grams, so. But it's pre-Qingming.
It's from this year?
Yeah.
You've been buying tea this year?
No. I bought this tea.
Okay.
I'm trying to clean my cabinet. And then next year, I want to focus on just 2 or 3 types of tea. Probably just 2 types of tea. And then have a few that, you know, to take a break on.
I see.
I don't want to do that. I doubt it'll last a few months. But.
Yeah, I'm struggling with the whole buying new tea. You know, just with how business is going and how things are flowing, it's difficult, economically difficult to do it.
Especially now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And logistics costs are going up. So, you know, that's also adding to it. But, you know, I'm getting, you know, inquiries of people wanting to work with us. And the fact that I haven't brought in, you know, I have brought in some new tea. It's like our best sellers that constantly are on rotation, like matcha, that I'm bringing in. But the other stuff is just like, you know, I can't put our operation at risk like that, you know.
Yeah.
Holding up cash with product that I'm pretty sure is not going to sell.
Yeah.
You know, it may sell to like one niche buyer that's wanting the new tea.
I made that mistake.
Yeah.
I bought a bunch of heicha, some Fuchuan, and well, I've never pushed it, so I can't say pushed it. You know, I never advertised that I have it.
Yeah.
So it's only like 4 stores that have ever bought it,
Yeah.
and 2 continuously. So.
How much do you have left in kilos?
It's something I don't really want to share.
Okay.
I have a bunch.
Okay.
Considering some of the bricks, they go from 800 grams to a kilogram.
Okay. And you're just storing those in St. Louis?
Yeah. It's really dry in pretty much any apartment, so I keep a little humidifier
Mm-hmm.
right here, and I keep it at a certain humidity. But I do like to go from high humidity to low humidity.
Like
you
progressively over time, or like on a daily, you're...
Oh, well, on a yearly basis.
Okay.
Summer it's high, winter it's kind of lower. It is lower.
I see.
But not too low. That is just 20% or something. I keep it a little higher.
Well, that's cool. How have you found them to be aging?
Really well. I think they've developed really well, but sometimes the golden flowers come and go. And if there's too much, it can get very cloudy, the tea.
Yeah.
The first 1 or 2 steeps. So that's not a good thing, because you can actually taste that cloudiness. It's the only problem.
You can't just like brush it off?
Not really, because it's growing on the leaves.
It's so interesting, and it comes to go. Is there any like correlation between the variable humidity that you keep throughout the year?
No. I mean, certainly with a lot of humidity, it grows. But maybe that's the problem. But I mean, it's only recently gotten all that much, and I'm already starting to see it go away. Sort of. Yeah. So I really don't know what the correlation is. That's something I really need to look into.
Yeah.
If it's known, which probably is.
Well, I mean, you have your own data you can pull from.
Right. I have my own
experience, yeah.
But I do check the taste and everything every once in a while. Yeah.
You could be careful. You don't want to drink up all your stock.
Oh, I know what you mean. That's a problem. No, it's not that big of a problem. I have more personal stocks and everything, and I sometimes buy one for myself. So.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah.
That's endearing.
What, did I buy it for myself?
Yeah. You guys seal the deal with the handshake, or what?
Well, yeah. Well, it's a it's a blood handshake, you know?
Well, that's the safest way to do it. Yep.
What, to pay yourself or to do a blood handshake?
Yeah, to do a blood handshake, especially in these times.
In these times? Yeah, because you can't have a mask.
Yeah.
I think that'd be worse.
You can shake your hand as many times as you want.
Yeah. Ooh.
Did you celebrate Hamburger Day yesterday?
Yeah, I celebrated with tea.
Good.
I didn't eat a hamburger.
That's too bad.
I'm not a big hamburger person, but I just didn't have any. I didn't want to go to the store and get some ground beef.
Yeah.
Or anything. So I haven't made hamburgers in a long time.
Oh, we have someone on YouTube that says, "Give me tea." What a demand. You can learn a lesson from Eric here, and you can buy some from yourself to drink. It's a good thing.
Otherwise, I mean, it's two different accounts for me, and it's that, and then mine, and it's inventory. Can't really, yeah. I just love that tea so much. I have better, but it's pricey. Oh, it's pricey.
Yeah.
It can get really pricey.
Yeah, I know you like that pricey tea.
Not always. Always. I mean, some I can't appreciate. Like a pricey black, can't really appreciate black teas or red teas.
You don't?
Black. I mean, people can definitely tell me, yes, when I'm tasting it, yes, this is much higher quality. I'm kind of, I haven't tasted enough black teas to the point where I can't really tell. I don't have much experience in it. That's what I'd say.
What about like gingermane? We were talking about that earlier. You don't get into that tea?
Well, I mean, I can tell when it's the first one I've had, amazing one. Like back when I went to Tongmu. But when it's, I don't know, when it's the first time I have one that's just blows every other tea out of the water. I recently had a Longjing that blew every Longjing I've had before out of the water. I thought I didn't even like Longjing. And then I had this one, and it was just like, oh, now I know what they're talking about.
Cool. Where did you have this experience?
Friend.
Okay.
A friend gifted me a little bit, and I'm like, ooh, nice. Oh, it's too pricey. No. They're not a seller, but they had brought back some from China.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, even getting the good stuff in China is difficult.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. If you go there in person, especially if you go as like a tourist. I mean, maybe this friend of yours is in the business, so they were able to.
Her uncle is in the tea business, but not, I don't think, not in the Longjing tea business. She lives in Sichuan, outside of Chengdu.
Yeah.
Chengdu, yeah.
Chengdu. Making me hungry for some hot pot.
What?
Making me hungry for some hot pot.
I don't like hot pot.
Even if there's tongue, you don't like it?
Oh, maybe.
I don't know if I've ever had tongue in hot pot.
I don't think they do that. You must have to cook it much.
Why wouldn't they, though? I mean, there's ample amount of beef consumed in hot pot.
Yeah. I just think it must take a lot to cook the tongue. I mean, if I'm thinking.
Oh, yeah. Well, maybe if it's like pre-cooked and that's what they give you to cook in the soup. That's a good point, though. Yeah, because you're right. It is like a... But, I mean, the way that they prepare it for, like, Korean barbecue, when they cut it very thin like that, that cooks pretty fast.
Yes, you're right. At least much faster.
Yeah.
I mean, I've never actually seen it be cooked. So.
We do Korean barbecue here, and we ate a bunch of tongue.
I didn't see it be cooked.
We were sitting right there. We were cooking at the table.
It must have been 2017 when I don't remember that trip at all.
Oh, that's too bad.
I remember a little bit.
We had a lot of fun that day. You ate a lot of tongue that day. I remember that.
Oh, that time. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. I remember that. Food.
Yeah. We really got into it.
I think I ate the entire tongue dish, didn't I?
I mean, we ordered 2 orders of it. Yeah. We had a big group at the table, so we all ate a little bit, but we definitely, reserved most of it for you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I haven't gone back to that place. I wonder if that place is open again. So, like, Las Vegas is all pretty much open.
Yeah.
From today, even all the gyms and everybody is open.
Huh.
And from the 4th, which will be by the end of next week, all of the casinos can be open.
Oh, that's crazy. People will
Yeah.
fly there or drive there, and it'll be worse.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I have a feeling that there's going to be like a big influx of people from Los Angeles
Yeah,
um, that that will come here just to eat and go to the salon and do those things that they've missed doing. Because Los Angeles, as far as I've read, is going to continue
I see.
their lockdown until like August, I believe.
I see.
Oh, my brother says if you want to see the whole tongue cooked, we should smoke it with pork belly and tea smoke. Put tea
What
in
about
the
pork
smoker.
steak? Pork steak's good. You've had pork steak?
Yeah, like
Pork
pork
butt?
chops. Yeah, yeah.
No, like pork butt.
Yeah, no, I think what my brother's trying to say is that we could
Yeah,
have the whole tongue and wrap it in pork belly and then smoke that for hours. You know?
That's good.
Smoke it all day long. And
Sounds
put
good.
tea into the smoker.
Yeah. No, I've never had. I don't think I've ever had had anything like a family where there was a smoker. My dad has one of those like what do they call it? Big green egg that's like a
Oh, those are
that-
nice.
And he got one as a present, so that was really nice.
Yeah, you can smoke. You can smoke with that.
Can you?
That's what it
Interesting.
is. That was like the first like modern commercial smoker that was popularized. Now it's the Traeger. That's the one that everybody goes for.
Wow. Interesting.
Which my buddy Paul, he got one and he didn't have room to store it, so he brought it to the warehouse here and said that we're allowed to use it. So for a lot of our parties, we smoke ribs or chicken wings or whatever to share with everybody.
Yeah. My dad used to boil his ribs, which is just not great. But now with that egg, you can just get ribs that just the meat falls off the bone.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah, the boiling ribs can work, especially if you do the combo boil and, sear after that, like put it on the grill after that to kind of give the crispy outside.
Right, but it does not taste the same.
No.
It's sad. But because it's easier to do. But back to tea. I don't know.
Well, I think the food talk is okay. There's a couple people on YouTube that are asking about food. They asked about McDonald's. No, do not like McDonald's, not one bit. Their food sucks. Their French fries could maybe be okay, but that's not enough to balance out all the badness in their business model and the damage that they do to our supply chain and our health as a population. But I do have favorite restaurants. I think right now my favorite restaurant is a place here in Vegas called Lima Limon. It's Peruvian ceviche. It's so good.
What is that? Is it?
So
Yes.
ceviche is like raw fish that is acidified with like lime, or vinegar, or some type of acidic solution that flavors the fish, but then also denatures the protein, so it essentially cooks the fish.
Yeah,
It's just
I see.
not cooking with heat.
Yeah.
So ceviche is very popular in several different Latino cuisines.
Mhm.
but um, the Peruvian style is unique in that the sauces that they use. There's one of them is like, well, all of them are pretty spicy. They're very partial to high um, capsaicin, so very spicy. But they also, mix really unique vegetables into It's not just the fish; it's got different, textures and flavors to it, crispness to it.
Mhm.
Um, and then something else about Peruvian cuisine is that it's heavily influenced by Japanese cuisine.
Huh.
Yeah. So, like there are a lot of dishes that you can taste that Japanese influence in. One of my favorite dishes to order there, outside of the ceviche, of course, is it's like a sizzling platter with like steak and shrimp and peppers and onions and different things. It comes to the table sizzling. It's kind of like fajitas, when you order fajitas at a Mexican restaurant. But when
Yeah.
they bring it to the table while it's still sizzling, they pour shoyu, like soy sauce, on top of it just to kind of glaze all the meat and caramelize on the sizzling platter. That you don't see that in any Latin cuisine.
Yeah.
Only in this Peruvian cuisine. There was a really popular restaurant on the strip. I think it's closed. Right before the pandemic, it had closed. But
Mhm.
it was like really high end fine dining Peruvian Japanese fusion. Um, but yeah, I think that there's been several different immigration points of people from Japan moving to Peru. I'm sure that
Interesting.
there's history to that. I worked with a woman when I worked at Ito Inn. I worked with a Japanese woman. She spoke Japanese. She looked Japanese. Her mannerisms and behaviors weren't fully Japanese culture because she was actually from Chile.
Oh.
Yeah, she's like, born and raised there, although her parents had moved there. I think they moved the family there when she was young. So she wasn't
Cool.
born, she was just raised there.
Yeah.
So that's why she grew up speaking Japanese and, embracing the Japanese culture. But she also spoke fluent Spanish and, really had more Western mannerisms. And so I was asking her one time, if that's really common. Like, is her family's immigration story a unique thing? And she says, no, no, actually, there's a lot of Japanese in Chile. And she had said there was like, and her father's case and, several other families that had moved was because there was an earthquake that had happened in the middle of the ocean that kind of affected the two countries very similarly. And so there was a lot of like crossover of information and and why people had like moved to each country to share research or whatever. So yeah, I don't know if that's exclusively the story of that immigration, but there's probably several different stories of
Yeah.
times in history where people were motivated to move around and to exchange culture. So I had mentioned McDonald's fries, and they said, "Did you know that flies won't eat McDonald's fries?"
Ew.
I didn't know that,
Oh.
but it makes sense. I mean, the food is just terrible. Have you seen this guy? He's been saving a Big Mac for like friggin' 35 years or something like that, and he keeps it in this like special tin, and he gets on the news every now and then, having stored this hamburger. When he opens it up, it like looks pristine. The only thing that has any kind of degradation to it is the friggin' pickles,
Not even the bun. Wow.
Yeah, there's so much preservatives in that, like, yeah, no damage can ever be done to that. The burger will stay restored, the cheese will stay restored. It's really
Mm.
bad. Yeah, McDonald's is not good. There's actually a show on Netflix. It's newer release. I think it's called History 101. It's like an educational show.
Yeah.
Did you watch it?
No, but I've seen it. Is it History 101?
History 101. Yeah.
History 101?
History
Okay.
101. I've only seen 3 episodes. It's like all the subjects that they focus on are all pretty dark, miserable subjects. But if you don't have any like familiarity with those subjects, I think that this is a great channel to acquire that familiarity.
Mm-hmm.
But the first episode is on junk food, and it doesn't just talk about junk food. It talks about the food system as a whole, and it's good. I'm grateful that show put the junk food episode first, because I'm kind of afraid that people start watching that show may make it only through the first episode, and then want to move on from that. Because then the other episodes get really heavy. But actually, speaking about tea, in relation to tea and our study of tea, there is an episode on there that I think is really important to gain some context around our study about the rise of China.
Oh, I thought you were going to say bottled water.
No, the rise of China. So like the economic rise of China.
Oh, the economic rise. Okay.
Yeah. So, 30 years ago, the United States completely eclipsed China's economy like several times over. But now we are on a trajectory that like within the next 5 years, China is expected to surpass the U.S. economy. And so, they just give the history lesson of why and how that happened. And it starts really from like the Cultural Revolution, which this is all in alignment with, our tea education, because, it's just like, I find it, so like important that we understand that context, because people that get excited about tea, specifically Chinese tea, pu'er tea, all of that, they attach so much reverence and like ancient power and ancient energy into those types of teas, and it's like bullshit. All these teas are like
in recent years.
They're all recent years things. So like get off that horse, and look at tea as what it really is, versus attaching this like unright reverence to it. And not to say that it doesn't deserve any type of reverence, but it's like there are teas coming from other countries that we could be attaching the same amount of reverence to, instead of just like, oh, Apex, Shangpu'er tea, well, Shoupu'er, especially when they're into like the Shoupu'er, and they're like, that's Apex. I'm only gonna drink this and only gonna study this because this is the ancient tea and the ancient energy, and it's like, ugh, no.
I know a few people like that.
Yeah. So that's why you came onto one of my lives before, and I kept poking you to like answer some questions about the story timeline of Heicha, because if you do want to talk about,
you know it.
What's that?
I don't really know the history of it.
Well, you know more of the history of it than most people that are into Shoupu'er. I mean,
I've never read anything about history. I know a little bit.
But
like how Shu was developed by the Liu Bao industry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was developed in the context of what was going on during the Cultural Revolution, which if you watch this documentary about the rise of China, you would understand what the intentional mindset of the government and of industry was at that time. So they were trying to, it was like communism. They were trying to bring everything into the power of the state and then making it illegal for any type of private enterprise to happen. And also they were jumping on like the commodity mindset. So those two things together is what got us Shoupu'er. Like this kind of devalued commodity versus, something that's artistic and spiritual and powerful. Yeah.
I definitely understand that commodity part.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But it's just such a weird. It's just like it's such a weird thing to see that contradiction of what they intended to do when the whole Cultural Revolution happened, and 1 million people die because of it and because of the goals of it. And then, come the 1980s, they realize, let's start globalizing and making money off of everybody else. And that's what's given way, though, now to the development of quality teas in China, more artisanal teas. It was the development of the upper middle class, like these wealthy business people from the cities that developed this domestic demand for higher quality products.
The demand. I see what you mean.
Yeah.
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 I bet that played a big role.
Yeah, huge. And then now we all get to enjoy it. But it people that are new to tea, in Chinese tea, will assume, this is like China's like ancient history.
Yeah.
It's like, not really. So yeah, I think I would like to recommend that episode of History 101 to. And of course, if you watch it, try to think about your education of tea, and as a context for it. And I think it adds another layer to it.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. I can look up.
I think it's like the third episode.
Third?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it'll say which episode.
Yeah. The first episode is the fast food one.
I see that too.
The second one's kind of interesting too. It's like about the space race with Russia during the Cold War.
Oh yeah, I know a lot about that.
Yeah, I didn't. So I learned something in that episode. But then the other one is the rise of China. And I think I definitely recommend it.
Interesting. I gotta write that down. History 101.
I mean, I'm sure if you open up your Netflix, it's gonna be, presented to you because it's like it's a newer upload.
Oh, okay. I see.
Yeah, it's a popular upload, and they're trying to promote it right now.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I mainly watch stand-ups.
Oh yeah, have you seen Patton Oswalt's one? Is it good?
I have not.
Okay. I like him. I haven't seen any of his stuff in years. I liked him when I was like in high school, so I'd be interested in checking that out.
Yeah.
Some of the other stand-up I've been seeing on Netflix I haven't been too into.
Yeah. I think Netflix has kind of gone downhill a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Especially with their creating their own content. Some of it's good, but most of it's not on par with other things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, go ahead.
Mike Ortiz liked the video on Facebook. I wonder if he actually listened in and heard heard that I shared my fondest memory of teas with him.
Yeah.
Well, Eric, I think I'm going to go now because I'm actually got to get ready for connecting with Sohan. We're gonna
I saw that.
We're going to be connecting on Instagram, so I should get ready for that.
Yeah.
But thanks so much for connecting today. This was fun, kind of casually just sharing memories. It's good.
Yeah, it really brought back some memories, just thinking about which ones to share.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have too many. You're right. I haven't been very many times.
Well, I mean, these could have just been memories that you've made in your own house, it doesn't necessarily have to be on tea travels.
Right, that's true.
All right. Well, Eric, much love to you, brother. I hope you have a great weekend. Enjoy that nice, humid weather, and I'll see you soon.